family and friends. I want to welcome you all here today as you gather to farewell and celebrate the life of Lynette Zoe Wiersema. My name is Josephine Carestes, and as a celebrant, I feel privileged that Yvonne and Mark have shared some of their memories of their mother with me. The music for this ceremony has been chosen as favourites of Lynette and the family, and to let you know that we're being live streamed so that others not able to attend today can view the ceremony. Would you kindly ensure that your mobile phones are turned off or switched to silent? Thank you. The ceremony to remember Lynette takes on a few parts. The first part is a service here in the church. Immediately afterwards, the committal at the Victor Harbour Cemetery, and then later back here at the church for refreshments and an opportunity to share more memories of Lynette. Death is not an enemy to be conquered or a prison to be escaped. It is an integral part of life which gives meaning to our existence. It sets a limit on our time in this life, urging us to do something productive with our time as long as it is ours to live. Death is to step out, to let myself go, to give up my will, not to decide anymore, to accept the past as good, to let myself be called to a new way of life, to be led into the light. That is probably what dying is. And the author of this poem is unknown, but I believe its words reflect something of Lynette's full life and possibly her feelings as the end drew near. As well, I hope they are words of consolation for family members closest to her. Her children, Cheryl, Yvonne, Gary and Mark, and their partners. Her grandchildren, Katie, Jacob, Alyssa and Mia, Matthew and Billy and Peter, and her partner Neil. On Friday the 11th of April 2025, Lynette's journey in this world ended when she passed away. And your presence means a lot to the family, and that you've taken the time to be here. Thank you. The family would also like to thank Cheryl and Yvonne's pastor, Pastor Greg, and the team here at Church of Christ, and to Carla Bradshaw, South Coast Funeral Director, and her team. It's only natural that you should be sad today, because in a practical sense, Lynette is no longer a part of your lives. But although grieving, there is so much to be thankful for, and I can't imagine that there is anyone here today who does not feel themselves enriched by having known her. In a number of ways, death unites us all. Lynette's death demands that, for a time, each of you put away your work, your cares, your business, and your pleasure, to unite yourself with everyone here, fellow mourners who share that deep common bond of love and respect for Lynette. It is at a time like this that we stop the rush of life, pause for a while, and reflect. We reflect on how much we owe to the goodness of Lynette and generations of family who preceded her, the energy of men and women who toiled in faith and patience for the children of their day. We derive from them our life, our health, our stores of sustenance, our learning, our all. And I think it's one of our profoundest joys to know that we are united to this great past. When we think about Lynette's life, there is quite a lot to reflect on. What was she like? What made her the compassionate, resilient lady that she undoubtedly was? I'm going to give some biographical details and a condensed life story, and then I'll open up this service to you, the guests, and invite you to share a funny memory or a favourite memory of how you knew Lynette. She was born in Melbourne on the 9th of October 1946 to Linfield and Daphne Williams, and lived in the family home at Yarraville until 1952. She attended the Yarraville Primary School for a short time until the family moved to Heathmont when she was approximately 6 years old. And as a child, she enjoyed drawing, painting and knitting, and was involved in the Girl Guides. She travelled by train to work in the city at the State Government Insurance Office. Yvonne tells me that her mum's first boyfriend was Tony, who was a friend of the family. And Tony wrote letters to Lynette as they lived in separate states. They were boyfriend and girlfriend until Lynette met John at the local milk bar. John bought her a milkshake and then walked her home. And that was the finish of the relationship with Tony. Lynette married John Wiersema in April 1966, and they had 4 children: Cheryl, Yvonne, Gary and Mark. The marriage came to an end, and Lynette started a relationship with Neil in 1991. Lynette moved to Ross Robertson Aged Care in December 2016. And now, to take us further along the journey of remembering Lynette's life, I now invite you to share a funny memory or a favourite moment about Lynette. I would ask that you please indicate that you would like to speak by raising your hand, and we will bring a microphone to you. Please then say your name and how you knew Lynette. But we'll start with Mark. Peter?
Thanks, Ben. I might just stand up if that's okay.
Yes.
I don't know about funny memories. There's a lot of funny memories about my life. But I do want to reflect on something about her life and how she impacted who I am, or just how did she make that impression. I always know her as a very forgiving and very patient lady. So that's how I see my mum, and that really made an impression, because I could see her through her life, lots of things happening, and she was always patient. She was always forgiving. But one memory which I will share is I can remember back as far as two memories. One, I've got a photo with a little ice cream spill on my shirt, and I was about 3.5. And my brother, who's probably watching right now, wanted to grab my ice cream and it fell on me, and I was about 3.5. So I remember that, and she was very patient and loving. And the other time I remember is her picking me up, and I was probably about 4.5, and walking me to the toilet outside, because we were out on the farm, which was a bit of a thing. And I just remember the stars and thinking, and you kind of feel a little bit overwhelmed or a bit scared. But she was strong enough to pick me up, and I was that small, and I remember that.
Lovely.
So thank you.
Anyone else?
I've got a memory, I think, that as Mum being quite playful. So we were camping at Mount Durango, which is just out of Ararat, and it was towards the evening, and Mum had taken off somewhere to wherever the water source was to fill up the big pot of water, and I'm just looking around, and there's Cheryl, and she starts walking, and there's Mum, and she's walking, and next thing Mum takes the pot and tips the whole lot onto Cheryl. That's my memory.
I've got a memory of Mum when I was very little, probably about 4 or 5. And she used to grab my little toes and used to do this little piggy goes to the market and this little piggy goes roast beef. It was so cute. And she'd always call me Miss Muffet, Miss Muffet. And he said the same thing to my sister. She was called Miss Muffet as well. And she was a very loving, caring, what my brother said, a very patient lady. She just beautiful. You know, she wouldn't harm anyone. Just a lovely lady, and I'm just so grateful she was my mum.
Thank you. It's lovely to hear these personal
Memories. Anyone else?
I remember early in my relationship with Devon, we were living in Murray Bridge, in the same house before there. Friday evenings, friends, Lynette was always welcome, anyone who would drop in. Friday evenings, mainly, people would gather around, and Lynette would help, she would cater for us and feed us her famous chips she made. There'll be a few people here that remember those chips, but she was just so welcoming of everyone. I think that's how I remember her.
lovely to hear.
Is there anyone else? No? So words will come later, and I'm sure that you'll have an opportunity at refreshments to share other memories. Thank you, though, for those precious memories. In many traditions, the lighting of candles serves as a symbol of remembrance, and there are many examples of people from those traditions and cultures lighting candles. Candles are lit for hope when someone is ill, for peace during wartime, or for luck when facing challenges. Candles are lit as a part of prayer. Candles are also lit as a meaningful way to honour the memory of a loved one. And so now, to pay further tribute to Lynette, I now invite her grandchildren to come forward and light a candle. honouring the memory of Lynette. So the flame of the large candle represents the love that Lynette gave and the love that will live on. Would the grandchildren come forward, please? So, although Lynette's physical presence may be gone, the light that she brought into our lives lives on. The family has put together a collection of photos to celebrate Lynette's life. And as we view the slideshow, please reflect on your own memories and thoughts about her and of the times that you shared. Thank you.
Can you hear the drums, Fernando? I remember long ago another starry night like this. In the firelight, Fernando, you were humming to yourself and softly strumming your guitar. I could hear the distant drums and sounds of bugle calls were coming from afar. They were close now, Fernando. Every hour, every minute seemed to last eternally. I was so afraid, Fernando. We were young and full of life, and none of us prepared to die. And I'm not ashamed to say the roar of guns and cannons almost made me cry. There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright, Fernando. They were shining there for you and me, for liberty, Fernando. Though we never thought that we could lose, there's no regret. If I had to do the same again, I would, my friend Fernando. If I had to do the same again, I would, my friend Fernando. Now we're old and gray, Fernando. Since many years I haven't seen a rifle in your hand. Can you hear the drums, Fernando? Do you still recall the fateful night we crossed the Rio Grande? I can see it in your eyes, how proud you were to fight for freedom in this land. There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright, Fernando. They were shining there for you and me,
trouble melts like lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dream that you did to, oh why can't well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I'll watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. And the dream that you dare to, why, oh, why can't
Lovely memories there. I'm now going to hand over to Cheryl and Yvonne's pastor, Greg, who will provide some words of comfort and a prayer. Pastor Greg.
Thank you, Joe. On behalf of our congregation and myself, Cheryl, Yvonne, Gary, I believe, is watching, and Mark, and also Neil, and family and friends, offer our condolences to you on Lynette's passing. In the Bible, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 2 says this: there is a time to be born and a time to die. And although that's true, there's never really a right time for people that we love to leave us behind. We miss them deeply when they're gone. But this morning we come together bound by grief, but also by love. For it's the love that you have for Lynette that binds us to the one that we mourn. Love for Lynette, whose presence graced your lives in words both spoken and unspoken. And though beliefs regarding life and death may differ among us today, one truth does remain, and that is that love endures. It transcends time, circumstance, and even death. In 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 8, we read a very simple but a very powerful statement: love never fails. So love for Lynette is what brought everybody here today and those watching on the live stream, and it is that love that will help carry you forward. The love you have for Lynette is what remains when the words spoken by her fade away. as the moments you shared with her have now passed, and when life together with her has moved beyond your grasp. Today, as you mourn Lynette, you also celebrate love, the love that Lynette shared and the love that you are now returning to her in this celebration of her life. We also celebrate the love that binds each one who knew and loved Lynette together. It's this love that provides comfort. It's this love that provides strength as you say your farewell. Beyond that love for Lynette, though, there's also her legacy that she leaves behind and the memories that Lynette has meant and made in your life, in the relationship that you shared with her during her life. Today, can I encourage you to hold on to the legacy and to the memories, because time cannot erase those. The laughter, the lessons, the stories, the simple moments that you shared together. Let these memories be a source of strength and comfort to you personally and as family and friends today and in the days to come, as you share them together and you lovingly support each other during times of sadness and mourning that will also come. One final thought this morning from Psalm 147 and verse 3. It offers us comfort. It says this: He heals the brokenhearted and he binds up their wounds. For some, faith is not a place of comfort, and that's okay. For others, faith in God can be a source of great comfort and peace at a time like this. May his grace and comfort and peace rest on all of you here this morning. Let us pray. Father, we acknowledge the deep sorrow and sadness that comes because Lynette is no longer with us. We thank you for Lynette's life and celebrate the memories and impact she leaves behind. We honour her journey, we cherish her memory, and we lean into the love and memories that remain. I ask now for your comfort and peace to rest upon her family and friends. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. We're now coming to the end of this part of the service, and it will soon be time to leave for the committal at the Victor Harbour Cemetery. Before we leave, I'd like to again take this opportunity to thank you all for coming, and the love and support is really appreciated by the family. At the end of this part of the service, would you please follow the family to the hearse and then closely in your cars with lights on in procession to the Victor Harbour Cemetery, and then return here for refreshments to continue sharing memories of Lynette. Would you please stand? In love and respect, you have remembered Lynette's life and recalled the person she has been. The life of Lynette Wiersema, whom you have loved, lives on in you in a multitude of ways. Let us go in peace. Would the pallbearers come forward, please?